Kit Kats Can Read. Hey guys, and welcome to another book haul. Today I've got a lot more books to share with you. It just seems to be never ending this month really. I started to be quite good by purchasing some books when I got paid, and then it went a little bit downhill because I was like, oh, I want this, I forgot about this book, and I forgot about this pre-order, I didn't know this book was coming out, and so on and so forth, and then it went a little bit haywire, to be honest. And I've had some review books come in as well into the mix, and it's just been a little bit haywire and crazy, but it was going to be like one big book haul for the month, but I've had to split it up because it's just become that crazy. So all I know is that I'm waiting for like 1 or 2 more books, so we shall see about that. But one's coming from America, I think, so that would take a while, so that won't be here till like November anyway. But the other one's from the Book Depository, so that will probably arrive some point this week. So yeah, we shall see really how that goes. But I've got some books to share with you. So the first of which is If There's No Tomorrow by Jennifer Armentrout. I ordered this from the Book Depository. It didn't actually have a cover on the Book Depository, so I was a little bit scared. I was like, please let this be the real deal. And it was. So this is the American hardcover edition. So I'm just going to have a look to see if there's anything snazzy underneath to surprise me. It's nice and white, and I'm loving this sort of like purple against the white. That's quite nice. So yes, I don't actually know what this is about because Jennifer Armentrout is one of my auto-buy authors. I like going into my auto-buy authors books quite blind, so I don't really want to know what this book is about. I kind of have a little glance at the back before going into the book, and then I just dive into it. But I just like going into books blind lately, so I don't really want to release what this book is about, but I'm definitely planning on reading this soon because, like with Colleen Hoover, I jumped straight into a book and I loved it, and I feel like I'm going to do the same with this book. So this is probably going to be one of my next top 5 books that I'm going to read. I then had a book that came in from a book swap, and that is How Not to Disappear by Claire Furniss, and for some reason I thought that I ended up purchasing this. I know that I borrowed it from the library, but I thought I ended up purchasing it, so that's quite bad when you don't actually know when you've ordered certain books and that sort of thing. But yeah, I traded off one of my books I was getting rid of, and they were trading off one of theirs, so in the end it was kind of like a win-win. So yes, I am happy that I've got this. It's actually in really nice condition as well. It probably has been read like once, or maybe not even at all, I don't actually know. But yeah, thank you very much for the trade. This next bulky book is like literally the latest book that has come in, to be honest. It came in like just recently, and it's quite heavy, it's hurting my hand already. But this is Stephen King's It. Now this is the one that's like the motion picture cover, and in Waterstones they were selling it full price, and full price is like £10.99. On the Book Depository this was like £4 something, so I was like, well, I'm getting it for the Book Depository. It's so big, so for the price of it, that's so good. It's so huge. I've never read a Stephen King book before. This has over like 1,100 pages. It's so scary, but I really enjoyed the new movie adaptation, and I watched like the old one whilst I was at work. I was watching it with a couple of the guys, and I was like, you know what, I actually kind of prefer the new one. I don't know if that's just me or if I'm being weird, but I preferred it. I found it like kind of like funny and hilarious, and I feel like that's what it should have kind of come across as, whereas the old one was a little bit stupid to me. But yeah, I just wanted to give the book a read just to see what I thought the book was like, whether I can compare it to the movie or whether it's just so much better. But yeah, I'm so excited that I've got this. It's huge though, so it's probably going to take me a long time to read, but I'm really kind of tempted to read this around Halloween, so we shall see. The next 3 books I've got from publishers. This one actually got sent unsolicited. I don't actually remember requesting this at all, but this is We Have to Ask Questions to Hear the Silent People. So this book is actually called More Than We Can Tell, so that was just like a little quote on the front there. So it's More Than We Can Tell by Bridget Kammerer, and that I imagine is what the book cover is going to look like. This book actually doesn't come out until, there should be a date somewhere, I might be on the press release, so bear with me. It says here March 2018, so god, that's a few months away. And it's quite a chunky sort of book, but it looks like an interesting sort of contemporary. So it says it's a heart-wrenching romance by the author of Letters to the Lost, which is a Zoella and Friends book club book. It's a story about learning to be fearless and setting your secrets free. It's an intense and gripping novel that will speak to fans of John Green and Jennifer Niven. Well, I am definitely like loving this book. So yeah, just loving the sound of it. I'm just loving the fact that it says it's for fans of John Green and Jennifer Niven, to be honest, so I feel like I'm kind of sold with this. But I love the proof cover of this, it's so gorgeous, but even like the finished copy looks like it's gonna be quite pretty. So yeah, massive thank you to the guys at Bloomsbury for sending this to me. I'm so surprised, so thank you so much. Then to my lovely friend Stevie, who works with Glance, she sent me Austral by Paul McAuley, and I immediately fell in love with the cover of this book, to be honest, because I love sort of survival and lost sort of books, and that is just what it kind of like reminds me of with this. And like survival and that sort of thing, and straight away I was just like reading what this book was about and I was like, that sounds so good. This book is actually already released now. It came out on the 19th of October, so you can purchase this now. But yeah, it just sounds so interesting. It's about the world where sea levels are rising. The Antarctic Peninsula is home to Earth's newest station, with life-quickened eco-poets spreading across valleys and fjords exposed by the retreat of the ice. A child of the last generation of eco-poets, is a husky and edited person adapted to unforgiving climate on the far south vid and despised by most of its population. She's been a convict, a corrections officer in a labour camp, and consort to a criminal, and now out of desperation she has committed the kidnapping of the century. But before she can collect the ransom and make a new life elsewhere, she must find a place of safety among the peninsula's forests and icy plateaus, and evade a criminal gang that has its own plans for the teenage girl she's taken hostage. And I was just like, that sounds so good. And just I liked the idea where it says women will do anything to survive. So I love survival books. Yeah, so I'm so grateful for this book, and it's quite big. It's bigger than my head. So yes, I'm very excited about this. This one I'm very excited for, and I wasn't expecting like to get it. I was just sort of like on Twitter and I was like, oh my god, this book, I would so love to read it because it's just like my thing. And then the publishers was like, we can send you a copy if you want, and I was just like, what? So they sent me The Anatomy of the Walking Dead, which is called Guts, and it's by Paul Vigna, and it just sounds like really awesome. She says TV's gory show is also its most popular. Here's what we can learn from it. So yes, it's the ultimate fan's guide to the hit TV show The Walking Dead, which, you know, sounds like really awesome. I feel like it's going to explain stuff throughout the seasons, perhaps. I really don't know, but I straight away jumped on it because I was like, oh, The Walking Dead, look at that. That is so cool. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. Just want to see, oh wow, look. Don't know if you can see the little indent in the light there of a hand. That's pretty cool. So if you're a fan of The Walking Dead, I suggest getting this book. So I'm not entirely sure if this is out yet actually, but this is the finished copy. But yeah, thank you very much for sending this to me, HarperCollins, you awesome people. I look forward to giving it a read and review for you guys. I have an additional book to the list. I picked up The Book of Dust by Philip Pullman, which is his new book that is in His Dark Materials series. It was originally a trilogy, and it was one of my childhood favourites, and I love it so much. I've got the audiobooks as well, done by the BBC. Totally recommend those as well. It was so good. It was so like different and adventurous. But this is his new volume 1 in La Belle Sauvage. So it's kind of a little chunky hard book actually, but I saw this in Sainsbury's and it was half price, so I was like, I have to get it. So I'll just show you like a little bit on the inside. We've got these little faded blue bits that are going on, and it's kind of speckly, and that's so pretty. And look at the spine, it's like a little quote, and it just says, it's a proper canoe, said Lord Asriel, as if he'd been expecting a toy. Malcolm felt a little affronted on behalf of La Belle Sauvage and said nothing as he turned it over and let her slip quietly down the grass and onto the water. So it's kind of like, what, from reading it anyway, it sounds a little bit like a prequel, because it just sort of talks about them finding a baby named Lyra, and in the original trilogy Lyra is a young girl. So whether this is actually a prequel, so obviously the La Belle Sauvage is the boat, but I'm hearing really good things about this book so far, so I'm really excited to have this book now. And yeah, I'm loving the cover to it. I think it's really, really gorgeous, and I honestly can't wait to give it a read. I've just received some items in the mail. So I've got Magnus Chase and The Sword of Summer by Rick Riordan, and this, I believe, is the first book that is in the Magnus Chase series. So I did a book swap with somebody on Facebook for this one, so I'm glad to actually get rid of this. I quite like the shine and sheen on this book. I think it's quite cool how it's got that metallic feel to it. So I just know that this is about someone called Magnus Chase, who was an orphan, and then one day they find out that their father is a Norse god. Well, I've heard fantastic things about this book series so far, and the latest one hasn't long been released actually. But I'm told that you can actually read this without reading the Percy Jackson series, but just that Percy doesn't make an appearance, or I don't know, something like that. Like some of the characters just make appearances and that's just all it is. But I think, I don't know, I'm one of those people I would rather read in order, just because that's just how I am. But I just got this anyway because I was getting rid of a book, so to do a trade was pretty awesome. I then got This Careless Life by Rachel McIntyre, and she's authored Me and Mr. J, which is one of my favourite books actually, that has bullying in it, and it's also like a sort of relationship between a student and a teacher sort of thing, but like the sort of realistic things about it, so it was quite raw, but she did a really, really great job. And Rachel's like a really good friend of mine actually, she's absolutely lovely, and this is, I believe it's like her latest book. She wrote another book called The Number One Rule for Girls, which I do own, I haven't read yet, and I feel really guilty that I haven't read, but I'm now glad that I've got this book. It's yellow and it's pretty awesome condition, so thank you, Charlie, for sending this to me so fast. And the other book that I got from Charlie is the Calm book, and I've got the Calm app, and I thought, you know, this book will go with the app. I really adore the app. It's really good for like anxiety and helping you to sort of like relieve stress and everything, so I feel like this book will help me. So this would just be like an interesting book to just pick up now and then, and yeah, I just feel like it would be quite inspiring and would just sort of help me be more adventurous and get out of my own comfort zone sort of thing. So I thought that's why I get it, plus it's blue. So I got some more books to share with you, the first of which is actually probably the cheapest I've ever paid for a brand new book, and I paid like, would you believe, 16p for this book, and it's a hardcover as well. So I picked up Final Girls by Riley Sager. This was actually recommended to me by a good friend of mine who is also like starting booktube videos, and she reads probably a lot more than me, to be honest, and she tells me about like loads of books that she's read recently, and she was like, oh my god Katie, this book lately is fabulous, you need to get it. So I scouted it out and I was like, I'm getting this. So it was $12.99, and then I had a £10 off little stamp card voucher, and then I had like a £2.80 something off of my Waterstones card, so literally 16p I paid for this hardcover, and it's black edges as well, and look at this gorgeous design of a book. I'm just gonna have a look underneath because I didn't actually get the chance to, but it's all silver there. But yes, it just says it's fans of Gone Girl, which I haven't read, but I do enjoy my thrillers, but apparently it's a really, really good thriller, and it's got loads of quotes on back for like Sunday Times bestselling authors, Karen Slaughter, who's a great thriller writer. So yes, lots and lots of quotes on the back, and Stephen King has quoted on the front of this book saying, if you liked Gone Girl, you'll like this. So Stephen King himself, the king of thrillers and horror, has literally quoted on this book. So I was like, I need to get my hands on it right now. And I go on a lot by recommendations, so I got this and hopefully I do enjoy it, so thank you very much. I then, from the publisher, I got This Mortal Coil by Emily Savada. This is what this cover is looking like. So this is the finished copy. It says, "There's no Jean for a run like hell." And there was a little note inside from Harriet saying, "Dear Katie, get ready for your next series addiction." And then it comes with a little press release here. And it says it publishes on the 2nd of November, so literally in this upcoming week. But by the time this video goes up, may have been released. I don't actually know when I'm going to upload it. But it says it's a breathtaking debut about one girl's quest for answers in a genetically and technologically advanced future. So yes, I hope that I do enjoy it. So massive thank you to Harriet at Penguin Random House for sending this to me, and I definitely look forward to giving it a read. I then had a book come in the mail. I did a little book swap with some book swag because I don't have an interest in collecting any sort of like book swag really. So I was like, hey, does anybody want this swag? And I managed to be able to do a trade for my book that I wanted, and so I chose Enclave by Anne Guire. And this came all the way from America, so massive thank you to the lovely lady that I traded this book with. So I will just have a little look underneath. But this book has just been intriguing me for such a long time, so that when they actually had it in their collection, I was like, I want that book. So I believe this is kind of, I think it's like a dystopian sort of, I don't know, it's kind of creepy, like, look at that. But I remember when reading it, I was like, yes, I want this book. And for the front it says for fans of the Hunger Games, so it must be some sort of dystopian. So yes, I'm excited that I have this. And then another book from the lovely publishers, which was surprising, like the other book, this Mortal Coil and this Magnus Chase book were both sent unsolicited. I was not expecting, I did not request them, but I'm very grateful that they are sent to. But this cover is absolutely gorgeous, and I've just recently got the first book that is in the Magnus Chase series, which is The Sword of Summer, so I feel like this is kind of a sign as well. And they have sent the latest book, which is Magnus Chase and the Ship of the Dead, and of course it's by Rick Riordan. Look at this cover, guys, though. That is so gorgeous. So this is the finished copy, and let's just have a little sneak look to see if there's anything surprising underneath. This is what it looks like underneath. So I have like the first book, and now I've got the third and latest book, so I just need to get Magnus Chase and the Hammer of Thor. So they show like the little book covers there. So I'm so grateful that they managed to send like the latest book. It's like really awesome. And it came with a little press release here. And so this book is actually already released. It came out at the very beginning of October. So massive thank you to everybody at Puffin, Penguin at Random House. They're all part of one another. So I'm really excited to get around to reading Magnus Chase. Now that I have the first book that's in the series, I look forward to like continuing on with it. I've heard amazing things about it. I've heard you don't have to read the other books in the other series to read it, so I will hopefully get around to it pretty soon, and I feel like I'm in the mood for reading some sort of middle grade sort of novels, so I definitely look forward to giving this series a read. So that's the end of this book haul, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it. Do let me know down below in the comments what you thought about these said books, if you have got them or if you'd be interested in any of them. Let me know down below, and also please follow me on social media if you haven't done already. The links will be in the description box below. Do like this video if you haven't done it already, if you did enjoy it, and let me know if there's any other videos you would like me to do. I am always loving to talk to you guys. You are like the source of how I do my channel and everything, and yeah, I love you guys to pieces. So thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Keep smiling, keep reading, and be happy. My name is Katie, and I'll see all of you wonderful awesome people in my next video. Bye.